circuit points a premium. And here's Pablo Tellez with first serve to Dylan Frazier.
And I'm certain that we meant to put a pink ball in play here, so it didn't happen. It didn't happen. It's okay. So that first rally did count there, folks, just to be clear, because I was looking at him like, I know there's shadows, but my eyes aren't that bad.
I am seeing a yellow ball and not a pink one. Nice finish for J.W. Johnson. He and Dylan Frazier, they have 4 titles this year. They've been a part of 4 of the last 5 championship Sundays.
Yeah, and the other one, they weren't in the tournament. So, I mean, they are on fire. I mean, this is a very good team, and they've really figured out how to be consistently good.
That's a nice ball from Pablo Tellez, the lefty.
I love that he ran around the backhand and then pulled it down the line. That's a shot that he uses so effectively. And you're going to see a lot of points in rallies like we just saw there. The
Dink
Johnson,
you to death.
yes, they are going to welcome you, and everyone respects each other's hands. As a bunch of guys that know each other well, practice together. Oh, and then Fed just like, was there a trampoline in the middle of that? He came jumping forward. It was off balance. That's why he actually missed a shot. Tweener.
There's the hands battle. Staksrud giving a thumbs up to the crowd.
Like, did you see me? You guys saw me, right? Are you not entertained? Let's go. Let's go, gladiator. Come on.
Was quite a casual tweener. Johnson and Frazier
2-1-1.
get the 2-1 lead. Dylan Frazier.
So we talk about moving the dinks around. You heard Kovalova and Smith say that was a critical part of their strategy. And middle dink is important, but it has to be shallow, close to the net, or Frazier and Johnson will eat. They already have twice.
Nice flick from J.W. Johnson, as he does so well and so deceptively from the kitchen.
Yeah, and not just the forearm strength and just the roll and the pace that he can get off of that. And that's why these dinks have to be so fine. Low, shallow, or else you get absolutely hammered as you did there from Johnson.
And Dylan Frazier has some of the fastest hands in the game.
So then if you get frustrated and choose to pull the trigger on a ball that is not in the best spot, you are the one that actually receives the problem right back that fast. So Frazier, a little frustrated maybe with his Missouri Tigers losing the Battle of Tigers as LSU got him today. So taking it out on Pablo there.
Yeah, Dylan Frazier, 21 years old, still balancing a full-time college course load.
Yeah.
Asked him if he's reached celebrity status on campus as a pro pickleball player. He says, not really. I'm just a regular guy out there.
He is. I mean, I was texting with him before the last tournament. He's like at a wiffle ball tournament. He's just such a great, he's just such a great human being and a great advocate and just an ambassador for our game. It's wonderful to have him playing so well.
Yeah. Where have he and JW as a team made the most stride in the last season?
They get to the kitchen every time. They just do. And then their hands are so good that they've figured out if they just dink well and they've really worked on it, that they dare you to speed it up. And we've seen what happens, and then they're smart enough to pick the balls out of the air and attack when they're there. So they are a force to be reckoned with.
Pablo Tellez there for the counter on the backhand. And where are the targets right now for Frazier and JW with the lefty forehand in the middle?
Yeah, it's interesting. You can win in the middle here, as Pablo will definitely favor the backhand counter, but it's very difficult to find, and it has to be the right amount of pace, because if it isn't, he will demolish a ball with the left-handed forehand.
That serve is out for Staksrud.
Yeah, and he brings, you talked about the singles transition to doubles earlier today. That big serve from him serves him well in doubles, just a little too much on that one.
J.W. Johnson cleans up what Frazier started.
Yeah, and you heard the out call, but too late, and sometimes you have to have your hands ready so much that it's hard to get out of the way there. It's an interesting tournament for J.W. Johnson, as George is not in the draw.
Had the day off.
Yeah.
Yesterday. A nice flick from Dylan Frazier, and we learned that in Vegas they went to a U2 concert together, JW.
They sure did.
And Dylan Frazier in the Sphere, which you were also at, Dave.
I was, and we'll talk about that in a second.
Oh, that's a runaway ATP from Federico Staksrud.
Yeah, he's going to hang out on the other side of the court for a minute, make sure everybody saw it. He's had a couple of beautiful highlight reel shots here. You love when a ball with slice kisses off the tape. He almost found the other half of the court there with that ATP. Well done, and kept it so low. No chance of that coming back.
Oh, that's it. Okay, he's good. Frazier looking up.
Yeah, to find the shoulder. I mean, obviously you don't want to hit a person any higher than that. Yeah, but we're used to talking about a Sphere, but the Sphere experience is remarkable.
Full circle moment.
Yeah, so tremendous. The visuals stunning. Couldn't have recommended enough to people that make their way out here. Check it out.
8-2-1.
Do you know the cost of that Sphere in Vegas?
I can't wait to hear. It's not a small number. I believe there's a B involved in it.
2.3 billion, and the utilities to keep it alive.
Suspense is killing me on the utilities.
Point.
Okay, Michelle didn't pay the electric bill, folks. We're just checking the auto pay here. Hang in there. 9-2 Johnson and Frazier. Okay, Bono, I'm sorry there's no concert tonight because we didn't pay the electric bill.
10-2.
Game point for Johnson and Frazier here.
Sign up. 2-10-1.
I have an answer after this serve. Oh, just missing for Johnson.
And that's an interesting rally there. Sorry, we'll get to the utilities in a second. Tellez left a dink up and thought the point was over there, and Staksrud bailed him out. So there's a huge serve from Tellez.
Second serve.
So the sphere cost to run it annually, this is sourced by Reddit, but 14.6 billion annually, that is the estimated cost to run it. That can't be right.
That can't be right. All right. Well,
I got to
Reddit.
do some more.
Yeah.
Sign up.
We can assure you that Ignatowicz is not playing from our news source, but the 14.6 bill on the utility,
Maybe a million.
Okay. And we're done with utility talk here, folks.
Second serve.
Another game point here coming up for Johnson and Frazier, who have been absolutely fantastic here so far.
Yeah. Sign up.
It's a good hold for Tellez and Staksrud. They fought off now a couple of game points.
Three, 10-1.
Staksrud couldn't believe his reset went over, and then he just said, all right, I'm just running into the fire. Here I come.
3-10-2.
Staksrud on the run and trying to make a run for it here.
Yeah, because you saw a very aggressive dink that I actually like from J.W. Johnson. Just got a little too wide on that, and Staksrud's so good with the ATP. Uses that in singles quite a bit as well. And that's the danger of a ball off the bounce. Dylan Frazier will absolutely pounce on that, and that is a big part of their offense against some teams that give him that opportunity. And a little wide here, so closing time's been a problem. Otherwise, they've been great.
10-4-2.
And J.W. Johnson puts an end to the point. Dylan Frazier set it up nicely, and 11-4, game one finish.
When they do have an opportunity, they do have to go for it. You can't just play safe to beat this team.
Point.
So, Michelle, the sun is affecting fashion now as Tellez is having to wear his hat all crooked to the side there to block the rays coming in, because it can really affect your play. So, thank you, crew.
Maybe he's trying to be a trendsetter.
Or that. Maybe it's his rally cap.
Staksrud cleaning up.
Yeah, really nice there. If they're going to throw it wide there, you got to take the ATP, because that maybe doesn't win it. And what great defense from J.W. Johnson to see that that's going to happen, but too much of a problem.
Second serve. Zero, 1, 2. Point. 1, 1, 2. Point.
And you see the impact of trying to run to the other side. If the serve is good, they are in a hurry.
2, 1, 2.
See if they choose to always switch. They usually do.
Off the post was Tellez.
Dreaded HTP there. You want to go around, not hit. That's one, if he let travel and shaped it, there was room there.
J.W. Johnson and Dylan Frazier have the fastest hands.
That's why they're an absolute menace, and now they don't miss at the kitchen. They move it around. They dare you to go for something, or they wait for you to just pop it up a little bit and then trouble.
An early touch from Staksrud forces a second serve.
And I love the willingness to keep going for that. And that takes a dink up the line away, and it also just gives your opponent something else to look at. Maybe makes a miss for a less good shot. And this is a very emotional team on the top side of the screen here. And when they get going, you can hear Staksrud. He was trying to get it going in game one, had a couple of circus shots, but couldn't get that consistently.
Second serve.
And they feed off that when they can get it going. They had a very nice win in the quarters over Newman and Kohler, which was fed by some of that emotion.
Nice speed up from Pablo Tellez down the middle.
So we saw that exact same swing, different location that time. He pulled one down the line in game one. That one he goes to the paddle side hip of J.W. Johnson. So well done from sideways hat Tellez.
J.W. Johnson swiftly attacks down the line.
And interesting thing with him is he cuts his ATPs. A lot of the guys, especially those with two-handed, will roll it. Just different techniques, still effective, and you got to go looking for the next one as he did.
Second serve. 2-3-2.
It's a good rally, both sides. Staksrud and Tellez come away with it.
That's a pretty large exclamation for a missed dink there, but anything that it takes to get your team rolling here. There have been very few misses. Okay, about 11 no's on that call there.
Staksrud and Tellez found some magic back in July, making it to Championship Sunday. Back-to-back tournaments in Denver and Seattle. Oh boy, bumper cars, as you would say.
Yeah, a little
on the sideline, which is not normally where we see the bumper cars.
It's usually in the middle of the court.
Two magnets.
I mean, just chat, even in Spanish, boys. Just one of you. It's like, it's the last Easter egg.
That's a good finish from Pablo Tellez.
And see what all the chatter has gotten the crowd behind them now. And I really like the energy from Tellez and Staksrud here. They're not going to get much back from Frazier and Johnson. Boy, and that's one where you want to get to the kitchen and keep that pressure going when you have a nice little run.
2-5-1.
Since he didn't get to play mixed doubles yesterday and take over, he's jumping in front of Frazier there. Well done, J-Dub.
Second serve.
Just missing the third. Where's he going with that?
The drive?
J.W. Johnson, yeah.
Yeah, he knows that they're unwinding the stack, so they're running over there, just try and get an error or a pop-up, maybe trigger some offense, or at the very least, just get to the kitchen.
Oh, Tellez gets J.W. Johnson jammed up, and a spicy reaction to follow.
5-3-1.
Their biggest lead of the match so far, up by 2. Everything. Let cords are a celebration, body
Missed
bags.
dinks, tagging them.
6-3-1.
It's a big part of our game, so I love that they're bringing it out here, and it has been a difference. Wow.
Another leg cord.
I heard a sorry that time. I don't know if they meant
Celebrated first, and
Yes.
then a sorry.
Yay, happy birthday. Sorry.
Run.
7-3-1.
Still on the first server as well. Johnson and Frazier looking to respond. We'll see how that happens. And so far, so good. In the first hold, what do they need to get back to on their side?
Frazier and Johnson pickleball, which is patience at the kitchen line and finding opportunities. They've chosen a couple of more aggressive. They initiate, and they don't initiate all the time, but they were speeding up some thirds. They were trying to shake and bake. Those aren't the ways they consistently win. They can certainly do that, but they're more of a menace up at the kitchen line.
Oh, that's a nice finish from Staksrud on the Ernie.
And he loves hanging out on the other side of the court after his highlight reels.
3-7-2.
So again, trying to hit it into the court where the player is running, which I agree, but that's 2 misses again. So this is a team that always gets to the line when they drop it.
Johnson pulls the trigger. Staksrud launches it long.
Yeah, unlucky off the tape because he was ready for the counter. Staksrud had an unexpected loss to Hayden Patriquin in singles, so he would definitely like to find a way to championship Sunday in doubles. Great win for Big H.
Let's go. 8-3-2.
And a clean finish down the middle for Staksrud, checking his hand.
Yeah, that's just not a good choice from Dylan Frazier to step back and just blast it right into the paddle of Staksrud. So these are the choices they've been making in game number 2, and they've paid the price.
And a missed dink from Frazier gives another point to Tellez and Staksrud.
What a 180, just completely out of sorts are Johnson and Frazier.
Good hold for Johnson and Frazier.
And Michelle, we got breaking news from the women's side of the draw. We wondered how Leah Jansen and Anna Bright would do. They are out.
Wow. Irina Terashenko and Jade Kawamoto are through to the semis to face Kovalova and Smith. That match will be coming up to cap our coverage here from Vegas on this gender doubles day. What happened there?
What is going on?
And
here we go.
Tellez down the line on Johnson. And a scream to follow. It's been spicy.
Yeah, so there's an attack off the bounce from J.W. Johnson. Tellez was ready.
Very graceful ATP by J.W. Johnson.
Yeah, and just some confusion there. Tellez was ready, and there wasn't a lot on the ATP, and he was in good position. And he just tried to reset it ever so daintily into the kitchen, just didn't get enough on it. back out of the air, whole different story, and that's what we saw throughout game number 1. So we'll see if they have the patience to go back to what has gotten them to championship Sunday after championship Sunday.
J.W. Johnson so quiet with his body motion.
Again, slides that ATP around the post, and Tellez actually attacked that one that time and had a good look, just missed it. Welcome to ATP practice with 4 of the best players in the world. My goodness, and that's the thing. So you're trying to move them around with the dinks, but if you throw them too wide at too much of an angle, you're setting up offense.
What an angle from Staksrud. Brandon French brought that point up earlier today, that in pro pickleball, it's so often played in the middle of the court, not as wide on the perimeter, as you'll see sometimes in rec play with the ATP risk. Patient point.
Yeah, moving it around and then able to throw it at the right foot of Tellez, and he'd been doing a lot of short hopping the dinks to take time away. Couldn't get that one. So this is much more of a Johnson and Frazier type of play.
But the ref went ahead and said that we're not going to do medical. We're going to get right back into playing.
Interesting. What do you think about that, Dave, after this? Clean finish for Dylan Frazier.
Yes, and a spiked hat from Staksrud there, and that hat is done for the day.
I would think that hat would maybe benefit you in this situation.
This is not the time for the hat to be done.
Just turn it sideways.
Got a yard sale. J.W. Johnson pulls the trigger there, so Staksrud is going to just get the hat all the way out of play here. We got hat gate here. We got sideways hat. We got spiked hat.
4-1-1. Point.
That just stays on the line, and this is one of those times we will switch ends at 6 where that is going to be a major difference because of the shadows on the near side versus the far side. So will impact this match for sure.
What's the better side right now then, would you say?
It's how tall you are, so that's going to vary. I'd have to be standing out there literally to tell. You can sort of see where the sun is. So, okay, hold on, because that ball was very close. So we have a challenge to the ref. Was it seen in or out? And no change was made. There's Alan Roman.
5-1-1. Second serve.
This is a big second serve here because switching with a 5-point lead is just a massive mental advantage. That's remarkable hands by Frazier there. They were in trouble, and they do get that 5-point.
Time in. 6-1-2.
Good attack from Tellez. Forces the side out.
One 6-1.
Wow. Such a great grab from J.W. Johnson the point before, just a little bit too high, taking full advantage by Staksrud and Tellez.
And you saw the attack off the bounce fading away just a bit from J.W. Johnson that got them in a little bit of trouble there.
Down the middle finish for J.W. Johnson.
And a scream of so lucky there as Tellez thought he had something. Was attacking that paddle side hip at J.W. Johnson. Now those hands are fast, so might have been there, but
2-6-2.
J.W. Johnson all over the attack, and that's where he can burn you. Speed it up on him, he welcomes it.
yeah, and I think Tellez is frustrated. He's like, the one before it, he definitely had a much better look than that one, and Johnson just disposes of that quickly.
Oh, Dylan Frazier finds the corner.
And about the biggest chest bump you'll see of these two. They just sort of barely bumped into each other at the end of this. Watch this epic celebration.
7-2-1.
Oh, okay. Staksrud has been just fired up this entire match, early with the swagger on the ATPs and the Ernies, then 3 swings and a miss there on purpose on a wide ball by 4 feet. And he's trying to rekindle that game 2 energy of the chatter and the enthusiasm. Can they do it? We'll see.
Oh, the flick well defended by Dylan Frazier.
And I was worried for the net of what Staksrud was not happy because that response did kiss off the tape.
You do have to give the ball back, though.
Yeah, and do not treat net cam poorly there, Fed.
Just back for Johnson.
Yeah, that was very floaty. That looked like a really good opportunity there. And okay, now double sideways has been activated.
I told you.
I think he just wasn't willing to do it, but the sight lines on that side are so bad.
Oh, Jeremy Johnson, unbelievable quickness.
Yeah, and he has such a low paddle position, but he's able to get the paddle up so quickly. Yeah, Staksrud's like, I hate the sun, I hate the hat. I'm gonna wear it crooked because I have to.
Couple of fashionistas on the other side.
Second serve.
Perhaps it's a Spanish influence on the sport now with the sideways hat.
I like it. It's also functional.
Dylan Frazier, the fact that he can attack at that low of a position.
Yeah, and that's why they're back to the way they play. They are awesome out of the air attacks, occasionally off the bounce, sure. Don't let somebody get away with a high dink, but this is their bread and butter, and they look great here in game 3. And the Staksrud frustration meter is going up.
9-3-2. Sign up. 3-9-1.
Trigger pulled by Pablo Tellez.
Now on the other side, that was the pattern they had to have, but now they are really going to be trigger happy to try and make a run.
No dice that time. JW Johnson read it all the way through.
Yeah, so if you want to shake and bake, you cannot attack the ball and drive it cross court because your partner will run right out of the way of the drive.
So if you are going to speed it up on JW and Dylan, where are you going?
Well, on that shake and bake, you want to drive it in the middle of the court so your partner's coming across with the forehand. If you go cross court, they are absolutely dead, and that's what happened on that last try.
Match point for the 2 seed. JW Johnson and Dylan Frazier looking for another shot at Ben and Colin Johns on Championship Sunday.
10-4-1.
And they will on the touch off the tape of Federico Staksrud, JW Johnson, and